There's like steak and mushroom pies, kidney pies, lots of different styles.
Okay.
If you like the Lihapiraka, spread your wings and try some other styles.
Get a little risky.
You're listening to Foreigners in Finland, a podcast that explores the experiences of people who moved here from abroad. My name is Felipe Silva. I'm originally from New York, and I'm accompanied by my co-host Jarrod Luxton from Melbourne, Australia. We talk about why people come here, some challenges foreigners face, and all the incredible things this country has to offer. We hope our discussions help anyone new to Finland get accustomed to life here and bring new perspective to Finns.
Welcome back, everyone, to Foreigners in Finland. We've been gone for a little bit. We've been on holiday, both Jarrod and I, enjoying the summertime, but we're back in the swing of things. And today we're talking about Finnish food, and we're doing another episode of things we like and dislike. And so the main point of this episode really is just to have some fun with it, give you some entertainment, and maybe promote some discussion around Finnish cuisine and Finnish foods. Right? So what do you think?
Yeah, we're going to be going through, giving our opinions, and this is a pretty stereotypical list of Finnish foods, but it'll be good if someone hasn't been to Finland before. These are the type of things which you can expect to first try as a foreigner in Finland.
Yeah, for sure. So so we're going to do it this way. We're just going to go through some foods, and Jarrod's going to say whether he likes it or not, and I'm going to do the same. And then let's see by the end of it how many Finnish foods we each like, or don't like. All right. So the first one that's very popular here in Finland is rye bread.
Yeah.
Is that a thumbs up or thumbs down for you, Jarrod?
Rye bread for me gets a big thumbs up.
Yeah, me too. I think we should do this at the same time, I think it would be fun to see.
Yeah.
But definitely a thumbs up for me as well.
Yeah. I think in general, like, bread options here in Finland are awesome. I think rye bread is kind of the, I guess, traditional one, the one that like is kind of classified as being super like Finnish style. But I love all the different types of bread. Oat bread, I had never tried that before I came to Finland. There's like different mixtures of grains of breads. But yeah, rye bread gets the thumbs up from me for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's just like a healthier option as well.
Yeah.
In terms of bread.
Yeah. Getting away from all that wheat. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I would agree, like Finland tends to have good bread, whether it's in the canteens, student canteens, work canteens, restaurants. It's all pretty good. Just a side note, I was just in Italy actually, and it was like every single restaurant we went to seemed to have stale bread or not good bread. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I know Italians have good bread.
Yeah.
Like, where is it?
Yeah.
And then we had to go to an island, Ischia, and then we finally got good bread.
Okay.
Like, okay, this is where they're hoarding it.
They're hoarding it all on the island.
Yeah.
I actually had a funny story too about Italy when I was there years back with the bread. I remember going there with a friend to a restaurant, and they kept on bringing us out these trays of bread. And I'm like, wow, what a generous restaurant. This is so nice. And by the end of it, we'd accidentally racked up about 20 euros of bread.
Oh, really?
On the bill, yeah.
They were charging you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So be careful if you eat bread in Italy.
Okay. We didn't get charged.
Maybe we just look too much like tourists. I don't know.
Maybe. But one interesting thing is that you're not supposed to eat the bread before your meal.
Yeah.
Which many people do with olive oil and vinegar and salt. Like, it's so good.
Too. Yeah.
But you're supposed to wait till the end of the meal to clean up the plate.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend and I, we like read about that until our last night in Italy. I'm like, damn, we've been doing this wrong the whole time.
It makes sense too, because you don't want to fill yourself up before all the good food.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. The next one is, we're still talking about grains. Oatmeal, porridge. It's big here, right?
Yeah. Is this a yes or no?
For me, it's a big yes.
Big yes. Yeah, for sure. I think it's so versatile, and it's just like such a staple of a breakfast food.
Yeah.
Or like a evening, like late night snack. Yeah. And
it feels healthy too.
Yeah.
I think you can make, like, porridge is the main thing here. Finns even have different styles of porridge.
Yeah.
Like I'd had overnight oats, of course, before like I came to Finland, but there's these different types of porridge, like vispipuuro. Have you had that before? Which is like, it's like whipped porridge.
Whipped porridge, okay.
Yeah, it's like this different style that you kind of make it like with like manapuuro. Have you had that one before? Mate,
there's a lot of
There's so many different types of porridge. Puuro being porridge in Finnish.
Yeah.
They've got a whole like style of porridges.
I think the grains here are just like nicer, because if I have oatmeal back in the States, I feel like they're a bit thicker and bigger, and maybe they don't like cook as well.
That's true.
And maybe I think the Finns just kind of mastered oatmeal. Like they you can just put anything you want in it and you can actually make it taste really good. It doesn't have to be like this boring, plain oatmeal. Which
was my stereotype before I came to Finland for sure. The next food though also links with the one we just spoke about. It's berries, Finnish berries.
Okay, yeah. Berries are huge here.
Yeah.
And I always used to think of berries just as fruits, but here they're their own thing. Mm-hmm. They're not. There's fruits and then there's berries. That still trips me up a little bit, but anyway, is this a yes or a no?
Oh, come on! It's a big yes.
Yeah, who doesn't like berries? Come on. Yeah.
I'm actually yet to meet someone who doesn't like any type of berry.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different types, but I don't think I've ever met someone who says just blanket, I don't like berries.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
If you know someone.
Yeah, if that's you,
don't tell us because
we just don't want to know.
Yeah, dangerous things could happen.
Cool thing about berries.
Just kidding, for the record.
The cool thing about berries in Finland is that quite often most of them actually come from like the wild forest, so they're not farmed in the same way that they are at least back in Australia and I suppose in the States.
Yeah.
But it's just if you go to like a natural Finnish forest here, you'll just see sort of a sea of berries on the ground. It's super cool. Usually blueberries. They also have different kinds of berries, but it's main like blueberries like the main one.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and it's typical for Finns to go pick berries because there's so many all over the place. And I think in the farms, like they don't have machines that pick the berries. They still have people who are picking the berries, which I think is kind of interesting. Like, why not just get a machine to pick all of them?
I don't know. Like, is there a machine that picks berries?
I feel like that's a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, the same way like a machine picks crops, you know, like.
Yeah. But I don't know, I feel like there's certain crops because the berries are so soft, like I feel like you have to, maybe it takes a human's gentle touch.
Maybe. I actually haven't looked into it, but I thought that was one interesting thing.
Yeah. What's next?
The next thing we have here is salmon. So I think a typical traditional Finnish dinner could include salmon and potatoes. And so what do you think, Jarrod?
Yeah, I mean, fish is massive here.
Oh, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of salmon.
Yeah. I mean, and I think salmon is obviously a very popular fish because I think it's quite easy to cook. It's quite fatty. It's like it's hard to cook it raw.
Healthy.
Pretty healthy. I just think in general, fish is a big part of the sort of protein part of the meals here in Finland. So. Yeah, I think it's great. There's different types of fish, and I've been actually exploring some of those like different types of fish. I think it's interesting to go to the like the fishmonger and get like different types of fish rather than just getting salmon all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the other thing that's worth mentioning that I hadn't seen before here is like gravy or like gravard. The salmon goes into some sort of vinegar and sort of acid mixture, and it almost pickles like the food, so it's kind of more easily processed by your stomach than eating raw fish, but it's delicious. And I think that's quite a Nordic
yeah,
food.
it's good for like a open sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that stuff.
Real good. All right, next thing, should we say this for the end or just bring it up?
Let's go now.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. So the next thing is
licorice.
All right, Jarrod, moment of truth. Is this
1, 2, 3? I'm going to do this one.
Okay.
I'm going to give this a maybe because there's different types of licorice.
True.
Okay, if we're talking salmiakki or salty licorice, that's the super Finnish thing. Now that one for me, and I'm going to cause some controversy here, gets a big thumbs down.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't lived in Finland long enough yet, but I haven't learned to love salmiakki.
Yeah. That one's almost like the salty licorice for me is like a hit or miss. Like you have some good ones and you have some bad ones. Licorice in general, that's a thumbs up for me. And sisu, I think sisu is awesome. Like there are these little pastels that you get, and they're like really, really tasty. They're kind of addicting, honestly.
But for people that don't know, licorice is a massive thing here. So it's in particular this salty licorice flavor. You'll find it in everything. Anything that can have a flavor, whether it's a biscuit, an ice cream, something like that, there will be a salty licorice option here in Finland. The Finns are mad about it.
Yeah.
But personally, I like what I would consider normal licorice or like sweet licorice. but I haven't learned to like the
The
salmiak yet.
Yeah. What about the liquor salmiak? Can you take one of those shots?
I wouldn't buy it from the shop myself, but maybe if at the right party, I wouldn't say no. Let's say that much.
All right. Okay. Cool, man. Next one.
Yeah. Next one we have on the list is a Lihapiraka.
Yeah, which is like a meat pie.
Yeah. But I'm going to give some context here because this type of meat pie, which is the direct translation, for any Australian listeners, this is, or maybe listeners from the UK as well, this is more like a pasty. A pasty being a
Pasty.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like a pocket, maybe, is like a way that you could describe it.
Yeah, like a hot pocket.
Hot pocket. Because in Australia, a meat pie, our crusts at the bottom are like hard pastries.
Right.
So it kind of looks like a pie that you might cook for like a family.
Yeah.
But it's just miniaturized. And that, in my mind, was a meat pie. So when I came to Finland and found out about these type of Lihapiraka, I wasn't too sure. So maybe we can do our opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say thumbs down for me.
Thumbs down. Okay.
Yeah.
I gave it a thumbs up, and I haven't had one in, I don't know, probably a year. But I used to have a lot of it when I was younger. So there's some kind of like childhood connection to it, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would still give it a thumbs up, even though I haven't had one in a while.
Yeah. For anyone in Finland who's curious, I would recommend, I suppose you probably can't get Australian style, but you can probably source some sort of UK style pies. If you haven't tried them, try them, because there's some really interesting flavor combinations that you maybe won't find here in Finland. There's like curry pies, shepherd's pies. There's like steak and mushroom pies, kidney pies, lots of different styles.
Okay.
If you like the Lihapiraka, spread your wings and try some other styles.
Get a little risky if you're feeling adventurous.
Yeah. What's next on the list?
Macaroni laatikko. So this is like a macaroni dish box. That's a direct translation. I never really thought about it. Yeah, macaroni box that you put in the oven.
Yeah.
Kind of like a macaroni casserole. I guess what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite popular for quite popular Finnish meal. So yeah, what do you think?
Let's do the thumbs up and not down. 1, 2, 3, up for me. Yeah, I kind of hovered there, but I gave it the thumbs up.
The most interesting thing is that Finns eat this like pasta dish with ketchup.
Yeah,
and like I know Italians are like, nah, we don't do that. But honestly, the ketchup, it has to go with the macaroni laatikko. You know,
does it?
Like I think most Finns would always have ketchup with this dish. It's kind of just like the tradition. I'm totally like against using ketchup on any other like spaghetti or pasta
but
dish.
You make an exception for the macaroni laatikko.
I guess it's my Finnish side. You know? What about you?
Yeah, I would never eat it with ketchup. I think that's
okay. You don't
against the rules, but I do still like it. This concept of a laatikko, there's actually more than just macaroni laatikko. It's effectively a small like box that you might heat up in the oven, and there's different styles. At least for me, at Christmas time in the winter, you can find lots of these in the shops, and sort of, you know, if you're having people over, you can make a bit of a feast out of different kinds of laatikko or boxes.
Yeah.
So it's a funny translation.
For sure.
Always thought.
Yeah. I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, next one. Next one.
Now, for our Finnish listeners, this is an Easter treat. You can probably guess what's coming next.
Yep.
It's mammi.
Mammi, okay.
So what do you think? Should we do the thumbs up?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, down.
I'm a big thumbs up on this one. I know a lot of Finns don't like this, but I've spoken about it like on my other medias. Like, I'm a big fan.
Well, what is it first?
It's like rye stuff. Like, I don't know. It kind of looks gross, you know, but I think that's what turns people off to the food, because it's not really
doesn't look appetizing.
The
but then texture's a bit questionable.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't really eat it the way Finns eat it. Like Finns have it with some type of cream, but I feel like I just want it with milk, because I feel like milk makes it less sweet, and it's not like as condensed, you know, like Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to try that because I've never had it with just milk before.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's a bit too sweet if it's just with like some sweet cream. You know?
Yeah, but personally, I haven't got on the mammy train yet.
Just give it some time, Jarrod.
Maybe it's a few more Easters in Finland. For people that aren't from Finland, this mammy is generally an Easter. I think that you eat during Easter time.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but for me, I prefer chocolate eggs. Thank you very much.
Chocolate eggs, yeah. hard to beat chocolate eggs, yeah. And I think we'll have photos of all this stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna edit them in so you can catch if you don't know what we're talking about. And for the podcast listeners, well, sorry,
yeah.
You'll have to Google it.
Yeah.
Next one on the list. What have we got?
Lihapiraka.
Let's hear it, Jarrod. No, I'm gonna edit that out.
No, I'm gonna give it a try, man.
You say it again.
Lihapiraka. Nice. There we go. You got it, man.
Corellian pies.
Nice.
Now, when I explain Finnish food to people, this is actually where I start. Because this is a bit of a spoiler here. Maybe we should do the thumbs up or down.
Okay, yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Thumbs up from both of us. Of course. This is where I start when I explain Finnish food. I love Corellian pies. So how do you describe a Corellian pie?
I would say it's like a rice pie. Like it's just like rice with some rye covering on the bottom and on the edges. Like it doesn't cover the top.
And it's made in like a particular shape.
Yeah. It's like an oval shape.
Yeah, with kind of like almost pinched sides. Yeah. And it's been in the oven, and then you usually reheat it and put some sort of like spread on it, cheese.
Yeah.
Now
Egg
butter is the tradition.
Yeah.
What I want to know, if there's any Australians listening who are here in Finland, am I the first person to put Vegemite and cheese onto a Corellian pie? Because I think I've discovered something great. Vegemite being a traditional kind of Australian spread. It's kind of salty black stuff. I can put some pictures here.
What's in the spread? Do you know?
It's actually yeast extract.
Okay.
So it's quite strange stuff. You have to try it. Trust me. I'll bring you some.
Okay.
On a Corellian pie with some cheese on top, with some butter. Oof. I'm just going to say oof.
Oof. Do you have some of this Vegemite?
Yeah, we can try some later on.
I think I'll need to try some. I think you sold me already. Maybe you sold some of our listeners.
Yeah,
as well. Where do they get this Vegemite?
If you're in Finland, it's extremely expensive to import.
Okay.
Yeah, it's best to have Australian friends who can bring you some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meet an Australian friend like Jarrod.
Yeah. What do we got next? Lihapiraka.
Yeah, like a blueberry pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty standard.
Yeah.
To blueberry pies around the world.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's got Finnish blueberries.
Yeah.
Actually, we forgot to mention
much smaller blueberries.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the difference between Finnish blueberries and normal blueberries.
Finnish blueberries are much smaller than regular. Or I don't know what regular is, but then at least blueberries from the States.
Yeah, and Australia too. But don't let the size fool you.
Yeah,
they're good. They pack more of a punch.
Yeah.
They're much more blue.
Yeah, and they leave the color.
Yeah, they stain your hands and your tongue.
Yeah.
Lihapiraka, thumbs up or down? That's the easiest one yet.
Yeah, blueberry
thumbs up.
pie.
Come on,
good stuff. This last one, leipäjuusto.
Yeah.
So this is like cheese that's supposed to be bread or act as bread.
Yeah, the direct translation is literally bread cheese.
Yeah, bread cheese. Can you say anything else about it?
No. Let's do a thumbs up or down.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh. The first thumbs down.
Yeah, honestly, I've had it a couple of times. It's never really sold me. I would prefer either bread or cheese.
Yeah,
not
bread cheese. No, not a good combination.
No.
All right, so I think that brings us to the end of the list. Of course, there's other Finnish foods out there that we didn't mention, but these were just the ones that spoke to us.
They spoke to us. They're the most stereotypical ones. If you come to Finland and you ask someone to try Finnish food, I guarantee you it's going to be one of these lists, one of the first things which you try.
Out of the 11 foods we mentioned, how many did you like, Jarrod?
Well, I like 7. 7 out of 11, which is more than half.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think
it could be worse.
You're becoming Finnish pretty quickly.
Goodness gracious, I think you're right.
Yeah.
What about you? How many did you like?
I got 10 out of 11.
You're already finished, my guy.
Yeah, I guess so. It was just that bread cheese, Lapa juusto. All right, so yeah, this was a really fun episode for Jarrod and I. We've been enjoying this like versus dislike concept, and let us know if you've been enjoying it as well. But we've also been thinking about adding another concept to our show, and we've been thinking about having some guests on and broadening the perspective of being a foreigner in Finland. And so we're looking for foreigners that have moved to Finland, that have an interesting story that we could kind of ask them about their experience of moving to Finland and getting accustomed to life here and integrating into society. And yeah, we just hope to bring you that kind of value with new perspective.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. We can see what things that we can all commonly vibe about. We can hear some new experiences that maybe Felipe and I haven't had. And yeah, we really want to hear from you. So tell us who you think would be a good candidate, who we could maybe ask to come on. Yeah, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, looking forward to the next few episodes.
Yeah, me too. Take care, guys.
Yeah, see you in the next one.
Bye.